In 2011, small groups of people in the area of Dara started a peaceful protest against the Syrian government, who had recently arrested 15 school children who had drawn anti-government graffiti on walls. They had reportedly been severely injured and tortured. The government responded angrily to these protests, and on March 18, 2011, opened fire and killed 4. AI Syria is a cast group that I created. The intent of the cast group was to help Syrian refugees, and the way that we would do that is by spreading awareness and raising funds and donating our time also to refugee centers, for example.
I think that the refugee crisis is something very serious, and there's a lot of people that need help.
Well, I know it's in Syria, and there's refugees that try to go to Europe.
Not much, but I know that it's a big problem, and that there are a lot of people looking for shelter and seeking a place to be safe.
I know that there are a lot of refugees fleeing from Syria because there's a war and a lot of violence. More developed countries should accept the refugees because they need to look at it from their perspective.
There are refugees across the globe that need help, and because they don't have food, water, shelter, and they're running from something that's bad.
The problem is that the Europeans have been unwelcoming as a general rule towards the Syrians.
The most common route for these migrants has been entering through the Mediterranean, using unseaworthy vessels. Once they reach the European shore, their journey still continues. Most of them hope to find better lives in areas of Central Europe. The biggest issue, however, is that most countries on the refugees' route to Germany, France, and Sweden could not handle the large influx of people. They have decided to close their borders. As a result, hundreds of thousands of migrants are left in Greece and Italy. They live in miserable conditions, have no access to medical care, food is scarce, and practically end up having no job opportunities and no chance to get integrated in the local community.